Turn me up, Mar.
The hotel industry is a wild experience that helps you understand how disconnected the wildly wealthy are. I've seen the darker side of humanity: suicides, murders, spousal abuse, human trafficking. That shit stays with you for a long time.
Yeah, I bet.
One weekend, a large group of around 60-ish people, they wanted to purchase out the entire hotel so they could just turn it into a giant orgy. The cost to buy out the property was upwards of 200.
I'm just real quick, the whole orgy thing. Like, I don't know if how do people do that? Like bruh, like I'm trying to imagine me with my girl and a bunch of other people around me. Like that's not it to me. Like that's not it at all. That's really weird. I'm sorry. It's just not happening. It's not happening. I'm sorry.
$150,000 for 2 nights at a time. That says you've got money to spend. They left a nightmare room.
Dang,
Blood,
250.
feces, semen stains. One of my bellboys came up and was like, "I've got a black light. I'm curious." He turned it on, and I remember we looked down and saw the stains. We looked to the sides and saw them on the wall. At one point in the bathroom, we looked up and saw them all on the ceiling, and we were just like, how?
How you get semen stains on the ceiling? That's not even an orgy. That's the devil. What was y'all doing?
How do you do this? This
What
is
was
not
y'all
human.
doing?
Were you on the ceiling?
You doing something? You got something on the ceiling. You might. That's definitely some devil in there.
I worked as an operations manager for around 10 plus years. I've worked in hotels where the average daily rate is anywhere from like $99 and then all the way up to boutique properties where the average cost is around $1,400 per night. In general, the higher up that price value, the more common it is to be treated like you're less than human.
Sounds about
People
right.
who are coming to visit you, famous pop stars and Russian oligarchs, they have a private plane that they get in a private vehicle with all tinted blackout windows. Sometimes they have security squads. They'll snap their fingers at them. Very large sense of entitlement where if they approach the desk, they are the only thing that exists to you in that moment. And that's what they came to expect from that level of entering a luxury hotel. Most people who visit boutique hotels are not coming for business. They're there for pleasure. There was a group of fabulously wealthy individuals. You can definitely get a sense of how much wealth they actually have when they're talking about things like buying a fleet of Boeings in the lobby casually. They would buy out this entire property. They were spending as much as a luxury wedding. And it was basically a giant swingers orgy. You'd have people having sex in the pool, people laying on our wine bars naked, a couple having sex on a balcony in plain view. So you're looking up at it, quite an angle. And every single room would have a different...
He said quite an angle. Hey, yo. That's crazy.
Different theme and a safe word posted outside of the door. The one that stands out to me was there's a mermaid themed room. It was actually kind of...
Why does he have so many hairs on his hoodie? I'm sorry, that's just a side note that just like caught my eye. He must have a cat. He gotta have a cat. That's a lot of hair all over him.
Impressive, the details they went, so it was very like under the sea vibe. There was the Wild West room. There was the straight up BDSM room. One couple we had the top...
What is a BDSM room? What is that? I gotta search that up real quick. A BDSM room. A BDSM room. Kiki's BDSM room dungeons. What does that look like? Oh, so 50 Shades of Grey. So 50 Shades of Grey. Okay, word.
Top two, while they were naked, they would purposely wait to start having sex until housekeeping wanted to clean the room. They wanted somebody to watch. The day after they had all departed, I got a call from housekeeping saying that one of the showers is busted, and I go take a look at it, and they had hacksawed off the actual shower piece, the shower head, and attached a 4-foot long anal probe hose to it. With
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
multiple settings on the other end.
Get him out of here.
And that was as disgusting as you can imagine. After all of the drama and mental scarring that we put up with for this orgy buyout group,
Couldn't be
probably
me.
between about 30 staff, I want to say we made $20 in tips.
You got me cleaning up semen, changing shower heads that got. I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. What he said, an anal probe, whatever. I don't even know what that is. $20 in tips. That's crazy. And I probably gotta watch something. Cause if you coming in, they call housekeeping to clean up. I mean, let's be real. There ain't no way y'all about to come in there and clean up some mess while they in there. And you ain't about to look. You gonna be like, what is going on here? No. I'd have
I
quit the
found
same
myself
day.
on more than one occasion getting stuck in awkward situations between husbands, their lovers, and then the actual wife. The worst case scenario was husband and wife shared credit cards naturally, and she started seeing the hotel show up on the books, and she stormed in and like slammed bank statements down. It's like, I know my husband's here. You guys are lying to me. We have to just say, you know what, I'm so sorry. We don't have anyone here by this name. And meanwhile, we can literally hear them having sex upstairs. Apparently, she didn't notice the sounds were.
What type of luxury hotel can you hear them through the floor? That's a little, I don't know.
Familiar to her, which might be a sad statement on their marriage, actually.
But dang.
The problem with working with the fabulously wealthy is that they often assume that the staff is there at their beck and call regardless of what the request is. It was really common for the high rollers to approach attractive staff members and essentially just ask them, hey, if I pay you X amount of dollars, will you meet me in my room later tonight and fuck my brains out? That's a quote from someone, sadly. We had a very busty, gorgeous front desk woman at one hotel, busty. And someone came down.
That's how I know he's kinky. He said busty. Busty gorgeous. I've never heard those two words combined like that. Never in my life. Hey, yo.
And they offered her quite a bit of money in front of management. And at the moment, she naturally declined. I have security cameras in all the halls, and seeing that person sneak out around 2 a.m. was definitely a little suspicious. The most shocking example was an incident where the wedding was around 2 p.m.-ish that day. Come nightfall, one of our event staff slept with the wife and ended up getting caught. It turned into quite a big deal with screaming and shouting and all this stuff. He hid in a bathroom in a supply closet until the heat died down, and then he just walked into the front office and clocked out like nothing ever happened. His mom happened to be in charge of events, so she made sure he didn't get terminated.
I mean, let him cook. Shoot, I guess. I don't know. Mom, head of the staff. Hey, man, do what you gotta do.
The demographics of the staffs who work at hotels are usually pretty evenly split. If you're an attractive white person who speaks English quite well, you're probably going to be reservations, front desk, something visual. If you're not of that ethnicity...
You heard what he said? You're attractive and white. That makes a lot of sense, because most hotels I've ever been to that's kind of nice or a very nice hotel, always white at the front desk. That's crazy, though. Something fishy going on there.
Just because they have an accent and that might not present well to your guests, your most likely bet is that you're going to get placed in housekeeping. If you're working at a decent property, you could probably get $10 to $15 an hour as a front desk host. If you're housekeeping, you're maybe getting 9 to 10. It was wildly unfair. We were actually advised to handle our housekeeping teams under the concept of divide and conquer, telling them, oh, well, so-and-so's team's much better than yours. You should really try to keep up with the Mexican team. It creates that toxic environment. This prevented the entire housekeeping team from uniting together and presenting concerns. And I saw that kind of model in multiple hotels. In retrospect, I can safely say that the hours they made me work, the wild situations you'd run into, it's a miracle that I never got in a really bad car accident commuting. It slowly burns you out.
Wait. Oh, okay. I just caught what he said. Never mind. He's actually saying like actually being burned out, I guess, tired. I thought he meant like one of them rich people set him up and he got into a car accident. But I think I'm wrong.
In a way that you can't explain until you are out of it. You just kind of know something's wrong and you're not happy. The biggest thing that the public doesn't understand about the hotel industry is that there are wild things happening behind closed doors every
I
single
believe
day.
it.
Fabulously wealthy individuals are wild. Everything happens behind closed doors at hotels.
Hey man, what Dre said? 15 years of dominance. What that line say? I don't know. He said something wild though about being kinky after 15 years of dominance. Make a lot of sense, but I believe it. Hotels, the hotel. I've seen some weird stuff in hotels. I mean, I ain't never experienced nothing that crazy. I mean, that sounds ridiculous, but I mean, I definitely heard people getting crazy. Like, I mean, don't most people go to hotels for that? I mean, that's kind of normal, but like the way he's explaining it is definitely on some wild stuff. But I mean, it is what it is. People gonna be people, I guess. At the end of the day, I mean, to me, it's like as long as you ain't doing something to somebody forcefully and they don't want that. I mean, if it's mutual, I mean, it is what it is. People are sick. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?